What is up, tubers? Welcome back to another draft here on Arena. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all your Magic card needs. Well, unfortunately, Arena/Wizards has lied to me. On one of their earlier calendars, they said they were going to have Cube up starting today, November 2nd, as of this recording, when in fact, it is not until next week, like the 7th. So, that means we get one more freaking week of WoW. This one is the non-alchemy version. I'm going to go back to the regular WoW probably until we do get that cube, but damn them. Anyways, Decadent Dragon, easy pick one, pack one, not a card close to it. I think second best card in this pack is like Scavenger or Witch. Let's get Decadent. Let's take a dragon. And we're going to follow it up with maybe just another red card here. The Hearth Elemental, quite good. Other fine cards in the pack, including Grasp of Fate, Gallant Pie Wielder. And then it drops off significantly. I'm okay just to take another red card. Elemental, a fantastic one. Good value, big body. And so here we go. Heuristic Study. Pass on that one. We do want to have access to black for the adventure mode of the dragon, but if we don't end up playing black, obviously the dragon will be good enough as it is. So I don't have to lean into black or anything. In fact, I'm probably going to just take the Frolicking Familiar here. This pack is quite good. Scavenger, Glutton, Giant, Nightmare, Naughty, Alchemist, Familiar, Cheeky. Like, yeah, plenty of playables. I think I just like taking the Familiar. Either that or the Giant. I think the Familiar is a little bit better than the Giant, though. Let's see if we can get rewarded. We do not. We get a little bit punished. Some decent black here. Okay blue, okay red. I think maybe now we take the Hopeless Nightmare. Would have been nice to have two Hopeless Nightmare with this start instead of one Nightmare and one Familiar, but what are you going to do? I mean, I guess I could cut off red, but the thing is, like, Boundary Lands Ranger and especially Skewer Slinger, they're more filler than anything else, I would say. The Ranger can be fine. Obviously, a 2/2 with upside is okay. But I don't think it's the best card in this pack by any means. I'm going to go ahead and just take the Nightmare and diversify our threat/colors a little bit. Okay, again, a little bit all over the place here with our next pick. I don't mind taking an Alchemist if we wanted to. But I think the best card in the pack is the Root Rider Fawn. Baronati would certainly be a fine pickup to follow the Hopeless Nightmare as well. I mean, if I'm going to take Root Rider Fawn, then Ruby Daring Tracker is another okay green card in that scenario. I think I like the Fawn a little bit more, though. Okay. Again, keep our options open. A little bit punished again as we're getting... I mean, this is the third Baronati we've seen. Huh. Some okay blue cards. I guess at this point I'll finally take one of the Baronatis. I think we could have had 4 Baronatis at this point. 4 Baronatis in the first 7 picks. They do get better in multiples, right? Especially if you're not full-on fairies, then they can give each other lifelink. Maybe go with the Stingblade Assassin over Not Dead After All. Okay. Yeah, maybe we are going to end up in red-black. Even though I said, you know, we don't necessarily need to force the black if we have Decadent Dragon. Now, I really haven't seen that much red, right? We first picked the Dragon, we second picked the Hearth Elemental. It's not like we saw any big red signals, so... Could even be that I'm not even supposed to be in red. Though the nice thing about this format is that there is plenty of fixing, so it wouldn't be hard to splash a bunch of stuff, as, well, evident by any number of the drafts I've done leading up to this point. We'll take the Not Dead After All. At this point, Vermin on the Wheel is fine. Some okay blue cards have been going around, but I don't think we've necessarily needed to take any of those. Yeah, sure. Absolutely fine start. The thing about Decadent is, and I mentioned it, the dragon side is good enough by itself, but I don't know if you're not playing red, is the adventure worthwhile. Okay, Wheeling Grabby Giant is actually a pretty big signal for red, I think. Filler garbage there. I think Skewer Slinger. Not going to be necessary even if we're defensive since we have the Baronaudes already. Alright, not a bad pack one. Let's go to pack 2. Solid opens, and I am not taking the Rankles prank here. We have too many better options. We have a Back for Seconds. I love this card. Great value. Gingerbread Hunter, similarly fantastic. Cut In, Feed the Cauldron, Brave the Wilds, Scavenger, and a bunch of other playables. Let's go with the Hunter here. We do have more black cards than anything else, and the adventure side of this is fine by itself. Obviously, you would like to cast the green side at some point, but we do have a couple treasure producers already, so good start. Royal Treatment, That is a trick worth playing and potentially splashing, I think. Another Baronaude, Redcap Thief for more treasure, Scream Puff. I'm going to take the treatment here. That trick is just too good. Wow. The Horned Lock Whale, not for us. Taken by Nightmares, good removal. We're going to be taking that. Passing a Rat out, Shatter, Vermin. This is good. I'm liking the direction we're heading as we continue to pass some more decent blue, but no big deal. I think we're still getting plenty of good signals for the colors we're in, as Lord Skitter's Butcher is certainly good. This pack is not so good. Suppose a Troublemaker. If we go more heavy green, it's fine. Sweet Tooth Witch, fantastic. Over Rat out. So realistically, we're black X. Likely not going to be playing that Frolicking Familiar anymore. Black green. Maybe a little bit ahead of the black red. Honestly, I think Decadent Dragon's probably on par with the Gingerbread Hunter, or vice versa. But yeah, it won't be hard to splash something if we want to. I guess it's easier to splash if I'm playing red, because we'll have treasure production. I don't know. Scavenger and another Fawn. Beautiful. A little bit sad I've passed a bunch of Scavengers, but I think, again, the Fawn is worthwhile. Ramp, fixing. Just a good 2-drop. Okay, well, we'll get one of those Scavengers now. Over the Return from the Wilds, I think makes sense. Yeah, we're leaning more into food now. I mean, maybe this is where we're going to end up. Green, black. Feed the Cauldron Wheeling? Sure. Take that over Brave the Wilds at this point. Sheesh. I'm guessing I might end up cutting the Baronaudes, because we've started to pick up some fine early game plays. Oh, is this Griffin Airy we're splashing? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 foods right now? I mean, it's possible. I've done sillier things, certainly. Shatter the Oath Wheeling? I mean, I guess maybe Shatter the Oath Wheeling is not a surprise. It's a little bit expensive, and generally you're not playing more than one of them. This draft, we could have just been black anything, I think. Maybe not black-white, but blue, red, and green were all viable considerations here. Rowan's Grim Search. Don't think we'll be playing that. Hmm. I want to get the dragon in, but a bit speculative. Because like I said, I want to play it. It's just the adventure side standalone is not good enough, I think. Okay, pack 3. Wow, look at all of those good black cards we've opened. And some good green, actually. Sugar Maw's fine. I would sooner take Negotiator here, I think. Lookout's decent. Sprawl's good. Another Nightmare. Whisper's fine. How many auras do we have currently? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're not going to take this Tanglespan Lookout. I guess I'm just going to take the Hive Fate Negotiator. You could probably take the Utopia Sprawl if you wanted. I don't think we need to. Yeah. Negotiator's great. Would not take much for me to pivot back into red-black here. Torch the tower or something, and all of a sudden, you know. Some more good black. Spellscorn Coven. Another Feed the Cauldron. Totentons is okay. Could take the Grabby Giant here, once again. And consider the red, but I guess the Coven is just good enough by itself. Even if I don't really have access to blue, 4 mana, 2/3 flying, make the OP discard a card is good. Sorry, Giant. Sir Ginger. Yeah, that's good enough on its own as a 2-drop. We have a handful of ways to make food. Scream Puff, another Grabby, Rat Out. Season of Growth, Return from the Wilds. Kind of like just taking the Rat Out now. Just stick with the good black. I mean, the fewer green cards I have, I guess the worse, like the Root Rider Fawn and whatnot are. So maybe we're doing something like this. That way I can play the Giant and the Dragon and whatnot as we get a Cut In or a Hex Mage. Don't really have that much bargain, so I don't think Hex Mage is going to do it. Okay, I'll take the cut. Not playing 2 Root Rider Fawn, though, is pretty awkward. I guess Evolving Wilds makes sense here. Another Hollow Scavenger going by, too. What's better? Scavenger in the green. Grand Ball Guest. Horseman's pretty solid. Land is safe. Another Hopeless Nightmare. That's really good. Okay. Ashiok's Reaper doesn't actually look terrible, but I don't think we're going to play it. Might run the Witch's Mark. Tanglespan Lookout on the wheel. Probably not running that. Totentons, okay. I mean, it's not particularly good in our deck, but if we're just splashing green, I guess it fits. This draft is weird. I'm debating if I have enough food, or sorry, treasures to splash more than just Gingerbread Hunter, you know? Because with the Decadent Dragon, we do need to run a handful of red sources, of course. I guess maybe I will just run one of these Rowan's Grim Searches, and they're fine with like the double Hopeless Nightmare we have. Deck looks good. I mean, no complaints. Deck looks good. I'm almost wondering if I want to run that Skewer Slinger since I cut all of the good early green. And this is just like a fine blocker now. You know? I think that's what we're going to do. And we'll run 17 lands. I'm only going to run one forest. Between the treasure production, the Evolving Wilds, the one forest we're already running, we have more than enough sources. Seems right. Okay, just a solid red-black deck splashing with a little bit of Gingerbread Hunter action. I'm expecting consistently 4 wins with this deck on average. Good enough curve, good removal, good win cons. Let's just win. Okay, let's go to round 1. We're on the play. And this will be a hand where running out the turn 1 Nightmare I think makes sense, because it appears we're going to be tapping out for some time. Tuinvale Guide. Red-white Tuinvale Guide. Okay. The Negotiator is a fairy for when that time arrives. Probably just going to go with turn 4 High Fae Negotiator off of the treasure. Oh, that's not good. Yikes. Wow, so they're Mardu? They've drawn the perfect manas. That's really bad for us. Let's make a treasure end of turn, and then set up for the Negotiator next. Coven's good enough to keep. And I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Baronati, since it now has lifelink. Alright, they're going to put the Veteran on the Rotisserie. That does have Menace, of course. I'm alright with this. Pretty sure I'm not going to be blocking if the Tangled Colony attacks. Feel like we're pretty happy just trying to race here. Weird, okay. Return Triumphant? No. Let's go ahead and make them discard one of the last 2 cards in their hand. So I'm guessing they're going to need to hold up the tap down of the guard this turn. So I'm going to take 6. I'm going to go to 9. Yeah, there's the Return Triumphant. Go to combat here. Let's see, if I attack, they're going to have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage next turn. I attack for 3, they go to 6. I can play the Sweet Tooth Witch, which can block anyways and gain life. Plus I'm going to gain 1 life here. So I can go up to 13 this turn. Good old-fashioned race we got ourselves. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could just sack. I think we're gonna block here. And then shoot the 2 damage at their face. I could also not block and just gain 3 life to have an extra blocker. Why are they doing this? It's the most I've ever seen a rotisserie elemental do. They can kind of draw 5 cards here, in a sense. 4 lands and a Bitter Blossom. That's funny. Sometimes you just don't get there, huh? Okay. Always feels decent to start things off with a win. 1-0. Oof. We've got all of our colors, but this hand looks way too weak to keep. What's our game plan here? Cast early Hearth Elemental Adventure? No thanks. It's not great, but it could be okay. The Elemental now might be a little bit better on the draw. Another red aggro deck. Where's my rat out? Though it looks like Barrow Naughty will be pretty good here on turn 2. Oh, man, just running out the trainee on turn 2 means they're just planning on curving out, and I don't think that's a bad plan given they're on the play. Oh, really? That's disgusting. Yep. And now we are very, very far behind. Sheesh. Yeah, that's all it takes. On the play, good draw for the opponent. On the draw, bad draw for me. So they're telling us they have 3 spells in their hand because they did not play a land that last turn. 2-3 is an okay blocker here. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to win if they have another removal spell. Discards the Bellowing Bruiser. Alright, they're going to put their veteran on their trainee, so that's going to attack as a 3-2. Barrow Naughty's going to turn into a 2-4. Witch's Frenzy? Is that what they're doing here? Attacking and Witch's Frenzy? Oh, okay, they're just going to bolt, sure. I mean, we're not dead. I get to Taken by Nightmares the Rat Catcher here. And then take 2 or 3. And if I hit a land, we can either negotiate or shatter. Well, that'll probably do it. Good beats. Well, we missed out on one of our main colors, and the opponent had a fantastic draw, so sometimes not much you can do. GG. Go on to the next. All right, 1-1. Go on to game 3. Hand's okay on the draw. So go grab Forest here with the Evolving Wilds, and then we have Grabby Giant available on turn 2. Another red deck, this one with a turn 2 Skewer Slinger, which is actually a welcome sight because it's not that much pressure early. To Voracious Vermin. Man, any of these games, where's my rat out? I guess we'll just go with Totentons first. And then if they kill Totentons, I'm going to get a rat, and then I can play the Butcher plus sack the rat and look for something. Sure. That's fine. Okay, once again, my opponents are going extremely wide on me. I don't... Well, I guess I'm probably supposed to keep Shatter, huh? I have a feeling it's probably right to sack the treasure to play the Skewer Slinger here, because it's a really good blocker versus them, too. Like, shatter something next turn, get the roll, and then I can sacrifice the roll to the High Fae Negotiator, you know? I'm gonna go block very easy. Oh, okay. The rat attacks feel like they're just growing their vermin. So I think I'm happy to go with this and just take the free food to start. Take 4, go to 15. Nice. Hopefully this isn't wrong, because using the Shatter on the Vermin means I no longer have a removal spell for a bigger threat, but this is so much more mana efficient. That's annoying, but that's not the worst case scenario. Now we can snag the last card out of their hand with the Coven. We keep drawing all 3 of our fairies, the Coven, the Naughty, and the Negotiator. It was just a land in their hand. Ooh, are they going to draw 2 cards here? Love it. All right, that's really good. Crown is gone. Block. Show me. Nothing? Good. Oh, nice. Wow, that was probably not the right target for Feed the Cauldron, but we'll take it. Killing my 2-3 instead of my 2-4 with reach and an ability seems incorrect. That's fine. So it's 1 more damage this way, but I don't gain lifelink. Yeah, and I mean, we're just sitting extremely far ahead, no big deal. That ain't gonna do it. So we will feed the Cauldron, the Skewer Slinger, get rid of their Reach creature. It should be a pretty easy win from there. Good draw too, obviously. Just gonna pump. Get that extra point of damage, an extra point of life. I could probably afford to attack with Skewer Slinger, but it's trading 1 damage for 3. It's just that we're so far ahead, maybe that's even a good rate for us. Okay, not bad. Kind of like a mirror match, but our top end was stronger, and it looked like they just had more early game pressure. So since the game was able to go to a decent length, we were able to outgrind. Yeah, that's a very nice hand. Put me on the play with this hand, oh my gosh. Go ahead and run out the Nightmare turn 1. This card's a Spell Scorn Coven. Rat out once again! And you know the one game we do draw Rat out, it's gonna be garbage. Yeah, look at that curve though. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop for us. Conceited Witch. Alright, that is now a larger Scarecrow. Sure, and just a 2/2? Was lightweight tempted there just to run out the other Baronati to start gaining a little bit of lifelink. But I don't think that's entirely necessary. Knight of Doves. Alright, that's an easy trade for me. Even though they do get a 1/1, that's taking away their only other mana source. I'm gonna go ahead and cut in. Yeah, let's make a 2/4 Baronati. Because that one's gonna gain lifelink next turn with our other Baronati play. Oh, they drew their white. Hey, we did it. We finally drew the rat out. It's alright. Just play out a Baronati, attack for 3 lifelink, easy. Pass with that much mana, huh? I'm gonna lead off with Decadent Dragon and see if we maybe hit some tricks off of them. 2 lands, huh? They clearly have something in their hand. They didn't play out their conceded, so we'll pass with Double Trick open and see what they end up doing. Oh, that's fine. In that case, we'll just pump, put him to 8, gain 2 life again. I was thinking about scrying on upkeep here, but I guess we don't need to, because with the 3 extra mana, we can just pump up a Baronati, right? No! They're gonna play their Witch out after combat, I guess. Regret, now wishing I had indeed. Scryed. I guess I just pass here because they have the food. If they didn't have the food, there would be a little bit of consideration to attacking. But we're on the defensive now. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty freaking annoying. It'd be really gross if we lose this game. Just dying to weak stuffs. We really need them to not have a way to exile or pacify again our creature. We can beat just like a Shatter the Oath, but god damn it. Pretty sick, actually. Could rat out there for +1 life, but... And I suppose that will be that, my friends. A pretty sad game. What did we die to? Just a bunch of random 2-power crap, man. Oh, those were frustrating losses. What could I have done differently? Save cut-in? No, that wouldn't have done anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Good beats. Alright, another decent looking hand. Ooh, Decadent Dragon with Sir Ginger could really do some work. I note this every time, but Sir Ginger only cares about any artifacts. Not specifically food or whatever, so... treasures from, say, Decadent Dragon getting sacrificed do pump up Sir Ginger. Ruby Tuesdays. Okay, I'll Totentons plus attack. There is a lot of upside to just attacking and playing out the Adventure of Decadent Dragon, though, because we kind of do want to hit a land next turn, right? Like, Adventure Decadent Dragon into casting the Decadent Dragon's pretty solid. Whew, all the colors. You know what? I think I'm going to do that now, actually. I think we're going to Decadent Dragon Adventure them end of turn here. Oh god, is this Otter? Oh, Picnic Rune or similar. So, I guess I'm actually supposed to do this in response in case they have it torch the tower that I hit, right? I am really good about drawing lands with that thing, aren't I? Sheesh, okay. I assume they have a trick here, but I'm going to block just like this. Yep. Wishing I had double blocked now, but oh well. So only one unknown card in their hand. Totem Tons isn't doing anything on defense. If they play out the... I mean, that was a good turn to play out the Coven, but getting the Dragon online I think makes sense. If they play out the Beanstalk Worm, the Ruby can attack as a 5 power. You have a second Picnic Ruiner? Oh, they do. Holy crap. Okay, this is 11 damage. Ow. And then play out a Picnic Ruiner second main phase. Oh, Hearth Element. Actually, that's better for us that they didn't play out another creature. Because that gives us a chance to push. Oh man, this is actually an interesting turn. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Witch's Mark plus Shatter the Oath, maybe? I probably should kill something this turn. Man, I really want to play out the Covenant and grab the last card in their hand, but they have so many spells on lock. So maybe it's better to... Yeah, Witch's Mark plus Shatter, I guess. Although I would lose to a removal spell in that scenario, I guess... Can I beat a removal spell anyways? Maybe not. Oh, I should have played the land from their exile. Whoopsies. In fact, what it's actually probably better to do now is this. High Fae Negotiator. Go back up to 7, and that way if they do have a singleton removal spell, we can still survive, plus lethal in the air. That way when they have to play out their Beanstalk Worm, we just shatter it and kill them with the dragon, right? Damn, holy crap. They have gotten extreme value, that is for sure. So I'm guessing this is an attack with both. I go block, block. Then they play out Worm to block the dragon. And we don't care about that. We want to put the big toughness on the Ruby in case they have Monstrous. Notably, we will still get some rats here as well from the Totem Tons. Beanstalk Worm, and there we go, Shatter. Alright, set that up beautifully. Phew! Oh, they had a lot of freaking value. Alright, 3 and 2. I'm going to keep this hand on the draw. We have more black sources in the deck than anything else. I do have a turn 2 play. Oh god. That's our 4th of 7 mountains? And another red deck. Alright, I would love to draw a swamp next turn. I don't think that's asking for much. Please don't frolicking. God! Worst case scenario, dude. 5th of 7 mountains. Oh, did I say swamps initially? You know what I mean. 5th of 7 mountains. Mm-hmm. Alright, well. If they do anything to the Decadent Dragon, we can pretty much just call it a good game. Okay. You have Witch Stalkers? Oh my lord. I take 6, they draw a card. If we draw Mountain next turn, that would be the true cherry on top. Do it. Give me the Mountain. Or the Evolving Wilds or something. Give him the old nice here. Yeah, we did it! Alright. I did keep the hand. I mean, haters are gonna hate, but that is unfortunate that we kept a 3 mountain hand out of 7, and then we drew 2 more mountains before any swamps, so. It is what it is. Like I said, I think on average you can pretty easily expect to get 4 or more wins with this deck. We only got to 3. There were some super awkward draws, but this deck overall was quite strong. Had a lot of good removal, a lot of good interaction otherwise, right? A couple of Hopeless Nightmares and whatnot. Good creature curve. So, good mana. Good curve, yeah. Sometimes you low roll, and that is that. So, one more week until Cube because Magic lied to us. We have a little bit more woe. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll see you back next time. Bye-bye.